I want some of your brownsugar. I want some of your brownsugar.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. This is Brownsugar commentating. I'm your girl, Kayla. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe for more videos about Black entertainment, Black womanhood, whatever I guess I feel like talking about this week. All right, let's get right into it. So, first things first. Rest in peace, Uncle Phil. But also, I want to apologize because I've been a little MIA, just a smidge, the past week because allergies have been kicking my behind, okay? Pollen in good old Georgia is no joke. It's no joke. She's no joke. And she been really trying to keep your girl down. But, you know, we got Zyrtec. We got Zyrtec, okay? Miss Zyrtec and some Vicks, and we move, all right? It is officially the best month of the year, aka May, aka my birthday month, honey, okay? Gemini season is loading up. It's loading up, okay? So you already know I will be having the good content for you coming up swiftly and professionally, all right? But let's get into the actual topic for today. So, child. Lord, my bingo card is really, nothing that's on my 2022 bingo card really showing up, okay? Because Mr. Kevin Sammuels going up yonder was definitely not on that bingo card. It was definitely not on there. But as I said before, stranger things have happened. And so now here we are, honey. Okay, so Mr. Kevin Sammuels, aka the relationship guru, aka the Mr. High Value himself, has passed away as of yesterday. This is now, the 6th now, but it was yesterday afternoon, okay? And it had social media in a tizzy, honey. Okay, the girls were talking, they were chatting. And of course, for the past 24 hours, I have been just watching and observing to see what the girlies is saying, get the temperature on how the people are feeling, okay? Because this was certainly crazy. This has been a very crazy 24 hours. 2022 just keeps surprising us, right? As the past freaking 3 years, like what else? I have learned to not be shocked about anything. But yes, so as I said, for you, those of y'all that don't know who Kevin Samuels is, very briefly, he was a relationship guru. He had a pretty big platform on YouTube. He had about over 1 million subscribers as it stands. And his whole, his whole spiel, his whole bag was to be giving men and women alike advice on how to score a high value and high earning partner. He would have these lives where he would, people would call in and he would, they would tell him their dating situation. He would basically pick them apart and basically explain to them why they don't have the partner that they desire. And that was his bag. I mean, the first time I've heard of Kevin Samuels was about a year ago, when the clip of him went viral about him calling a woman average at best. And ever since then, he's been really like skyrocketing more and more into fame. He was, recently in a Future video. I think someone also said that he was on an episode of Atlanta. So he's, like I said, he has over 1 million subscribers, which is a lot of people. 1 million subscribers is not just a little piece of change. It's a decent amount of people. And like I said, he's even been mentioned, in Unloyal, when Ari Lennox mentions his name or whatever. Like, people know him. A lot of people know him. But it's not necessarily for the right reasons, you know what I'm saying? But what I really want to talk about before I really get too deep into it is that when I'm talking about Kevin Samuels, I'm talking about the persona that he had on social media. Because at the end of the day, we don't know this man. We don't know this man. It's like he was like a lifestyle, type of content creator. He was, there's not really much I think people know about this man's personal life. So we don't really know him. But what I will say is the persona that he led on social media and the brand that he represented, that is what really is the problem, and that's what I'm going to talk about. So I'm going to talk briefly about the reception to his passing, and I'm going to talk about his legacy and what does that mean for us, the people, get into the bigger picture, but yeah, so yesterday afternoon, basically, at the time I'm filming this, right, because probably this is not going to go up until maybe Sunday or Monday, depending on how I'm feeling, but when my sister's the person that told me, because I was driving, she was telling me that, Kevin Samuels passed, and I thought it was a joke. I thought it was, a rumor, because, you already know that every now and again on the internet, people love to kill people off that ain't like people ain't dead. You know, they love to dead off people that is not really dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how many times they done killed off somebody like Betty White? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like before she actually went on to see the Lord. Like, you know what I'm saying? So this is not new, and considering that Kevin Samuels is pretty, you know, well known, it is not uncommon for something like that to happen. And also because he's famous, but not like famous, you can't look to someone like a TMZ or CNN to really confirm the news because he's not that big yet. So you gotta look for like, you know, a Shade Room or a Neighborhood Talk or Baller Alert to really confirm the news. And they didn't really confirm it until I think like way on to like the nighttime. But regardless, social media was talking, child. Okay, especially Twitter. You know, we had a good kiki on Twitter. Okay, because most of the people I follow, people were either like, you know, indifferent, or B, they were celebrating. And it was hilarious. It was hilarious. I'm sorry. Like, the girls was having the time, and I was keying all up and through my timeline. Like, people are crazy. But as people were obviously talking about how, you know, they either, like I said, didn't care, or they were like happy that the man was gone, there was, of course, the folks that were like, you can't say that. Respect the dead. You know, he was a man. He was a black man. A strong black man. And he represented something to the community. He had a life and whatever. And I'm like, please, let me tell you something. And I want y'all to listen good, okay? Here's the thing. I respect the dead. As a person who has experienced a lot of death in the last couple of years, but especially the untimely passing of my father, who was around Kevin Samuels' age, it's a difference when somebody passes and they lived a life that is worth respecting and remembering. When Kobe Bryant or Chadwick Boseman, or even someone as recent as like a DMX or Michael K. Williams, when those people died, they were truly mourned and celebrated because they lived a life that was respectable. They lived a life where they put in positivity into the world, right? And so yes, those people deserve to have their legacy preserved and uplifted. Those people deserve to be rest in peace for real. And, you know, those people deserve to have the rest in peace and rest in power and truly have their legacies celebrated. On the other hand, though, that is not the life that Kevin Samuels lived. Like I said, at least the persona that he put out on the digital stratosphere. He lived a legacy of bashing black women, making them feel bad, reducing them to simple aesthetics and arbitrary things such as their size, their complexion, how much money they made, if they were married, if they have kids, all this stupid, dumb stuff, and just trying to humble them and knock them down a peg.
Shout out to Instagram. Ladies, if you are over the age of 35, if you are over the age of 35 in the United States of America, that officially makes you a leftover woman.
Danger zone.
27 to 35 is the danger zone. That's when you need to focus like a laser on the outcomes you want. But if you have made it to 35 years old and you're unmarried, you are a leftover woman. A leftover woman. You are what is left. Men know that there's something likely wrong with you. Whether you want to hear it or not, I'm going to just go there with you. I'm telling you the truth that you don't want to hear. Men know that there's something likely wrong with you. But you cannot be fit in an adjustable 6 or higher, 35, unmarried. Something wrong with you.
So, and that's what he did as recent as like last week. Like that was his bag, that was his shtick. And while it's like it could be a possibility that he didn't truly believe the things that he was saying, it's nonetheless still a thing. It still had an impact on people. So you can't get mad at black women for saying, nah, I don't want this nigga to rest in peace. I don't give a damn this nigga's dead. I'm going to I'm going to get bottomless mimosas, okay? Like, I'm popping bottles. Like, you can't fault women for being that way because he was not a good person. He wasn't. And not only was he not a good person, but he emboldened men to be just as nasty to women. Because even when women were talking about their, whatever indifference or their celebrations of Mr. Sammuels unaliving, there were men still saying this is what he was talking about and that's why you're never gonna find a man and you're this and you're that. And I'm like, you see what I'm saying? It is always so much deeper than a simple, oh, I'm gonna be nasty to black women online and make a platform out of it. You emboldened other men to do that in very public settings, and now we're at the point of no return, right? Oh, and the other thing is, stop telling black women how to feel about stuff. That's the other thing. Stop telling black women, because it's never ceased to amaze me how y'all would sit there and tell black women how to feel about something. If a black woman gets assaulted, you tell her to shut up, right? You tell her to shut up, keep her head down, don't be a snitch, why don't tell the police or whatever. Or you, if it's like I said, if it's assault, that's what y'all do. Y'all tell women to shut up and go sit down, right? Or if it's a joke at their expense, you tell them to stop being sensitive, let it go, it's not that serious, whatever, right? Or if it's a Kevin Sammuels, you're like, well, you shouldn't be watching, you shouldn't be tuning in. Why are you tuning in? Y'all are so dumb, da-da-da-da. And now it's, oh, a man who spent his whole legacy, his whole platform being nice about what we're supposed to go cry and go on, like, be crying, throwing up, like, you know, rolling on the ground for him. Like, what do you want us to do? Like, no. It's kind of the same thing that happened a couple of weeks ago with the young guy who got murdered by his white girlfriend. And then it came out that he was saying nasty things about black women. I'm like, so sorry that you got murdered, but like, I'm not about to be Black Lives Mattering for you because you wouldn't do it for me. So no, you don't get my rest in peace and my well wishes. You don't. Like I said, I respect the dead for those who are respectable. That's that. And you can take that and do whatever the hell you will with it. Like, please. But the thing is, the bigger picture of it all is that I can definitely see how Kevin Sammuels became who he became. Because one, because I don't think he started out that way, right? I think that his platform was mostly him like doing like, you know, cologne reviews or something like that, somebody said. But the thing is, that's not lucrative, right? In the long run, the reality of it all is that it's lucrative to try to give black women advice or giving black women advice about how to attract a good man, right? Since the dawn of time, that's been the thing, because black women, as well as women in general, are always encouraged to find a good man and find one quickly. You know, your biological clock is ticking. You gotta get a man. You get a man and get quick so you can have the babies, you know what I'm saying? And your uterus don't turn to dust, I guess. I freaking know. You know what I'm saying? But that is what it has been, and it's just like these men come about, right? Whether it's a Steve Harvey, it's a Derek Jackson, it's a Kevin Sammuels, or the other relationship gurus on like TikTok. They come on there and they tell you all these things about this is what you need to do. You need to do this. You need to look this way. You need to act this way. Selling women these dreams, and selling them, you know, whatever. Like, I'm really shocked he didn't write a book, child. But it probably was in the works. It probably was in the books for real. But that is what's lucrative. Women are going to tune in because they want to find a good man, you know? It seems like it's like so impossible for that to happen. And so when you have a man who seems well put together, who seems that he's in the right social circles, who presents himself as a high value man, who is in constant company with other high value men, and he's telling you this is what you need to do to get a high value man, you're going to listen. Despite this man having no credentials whatsoever. He hasn't been in a successful marriage. He was divorced, I believe, twice, somebody said, or 3 times. He has a child, right? When he told women, oh, if you had children before, you're not going to find you a high value man. He's in his 50s, but he's telling women in their 30s that they washed up and they gonna find nobody. Like, you see what I'm saying? I don't even think he was making 6 figures until probably recently, right? I don't really think his YouTube channel popped off really for real until maybe like a year ago. So that's what I'm saying. Like, he got nothing, no credentials at all, not even so much as a certificate from an E-class or something, like an Everest certificate on Relationship Guru, okay? But y'all are listening because he's wearing a suit, he got glasses, and he's talking with conviction. So you're going to listen. And like I said, these lies were consisting of him literally tearing black women to shreds and telling them all the ways in which they need to just humble themselves and put their tail between their legs and settle them for whatever they can find, which is disgusting. But he's not the first, as I said. Even when you think about someone like a Steve Harvey, while like Steve Harvey is a little bit nicer, right, than Kevin Samuels, the MO is still the same. It's this kind of tough love approach where whether it was through his, radio show, the Strawberry Letter thing, or when he had his talk show, or his book, Think Like a Man. Like, look how well that book did so well. It got 2 movies. Who knows who else could do something like that? You don't hear white relationship gurus getting movie deals off of them telling white women how to, because it's not a thing. It's not a thing. It's not. You know what I'm saying? It's a special, particular form of content geared towards black women because the way, you know what I'm saying? Because things are a little bit, the dating world is a little bit harder for us. So, and black men know that, and they capitalize off of it every time with these things. It's like even someone like, even like TikTok. Like there's this guy, and while I don't think he's necessarily nasty, like he don't have a nasty spirit like a Kevin Samuels, it still comes across nasty to me because every single time his videos come up, I just get annoyed because it's like he will stitch a video of a girl either talking about something that happened with a guy, like giving a story time or talking about whatever, or a guy just doing those, like trying to tell whatever nasty trick they get to finesse women. And he'll be like, see, this is what I be telling y'all. These men are or these men be nasty to y'all. These men are, whatever. They're no good. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to give you the tricks. I'm trying to tell you what it is. And I'm like, you really think you ate? And like, because there's so much young, vulnerable girls on there, they're like, oh yeah, he's giving us good advice. And I'm like, no, he's not. Because coming across as condescending as hell, he's like, y'all are just so dumb. Y'all are so dumb. And it's like, whatever, like, I don't get it how you live. Like, he's, I'm pretty sure he's a decent following. Like, it's getting him clicks and engagement. But, like, at what cost? What do you gain from that? Like, what do you gain? It's the same thing with Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels did all of this, right? Just for him to die of a heart attack in the midst of doing the devil's tango with a random one-night stand in his lonely apartment. Like, y'all were listening to a man who did not practice what he preached whatsoever. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy and it's wild to me. But the bigger picture is that Kevin Samuels could have easily had a platform where he was literally, truly helping black women find love, right? Either whether it could be a matchmaking service or him really telling women in a very nice way without being super crazy, the ways in which they could improve or the ways in which, they could... even thinking about the woman that was calling herself a 7 out of 10, instead of really asking her why is she rating her that, you're a 10. Think of yourself as a 10. You want a 10, you gotta be a 10, and you're already a 10 right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of, making her feel good, right? Boosting her up, be like, no, girl, you gotta be confidant. You gotta be giving, I'm that girl. Instead of doing that, right? He's there telling her she's average at best and she's not going to find a man that she's desiring. Like, and I'm like, I get it, right? To be nice and to be loving on women and, bringing, bigging them up and all of that is not lucrative. It's not going to get you the millions of subscribers, but at least you can say, if something were to happen, I can respect you because I'm like, at least he spent a legacy of caring about black women and making us feel good about ourselves. At least that. But that's not what he wanted to do. And so now here we are. Here we are. And the sad thing is, even though, Kevin Samuels is gone or whatever, this stuff is going to continue. There will be another Kevin Samuels. There already are a bunch of Kevin Samuels that be talking crazy on their little podcast every week. The Fresh and Fit podcast is still alive and well, okay? All that enragement that we got, from everyone crapping on them the past couple of months ago, several months ago, they're still there. They're still here. And it's like, even if they would be going, there's going to be another one, and another one, and another one. You know what I mean? Like, as long as patriarchy exists, as long as misogyny exists, this is always going to be a thing. There's always going to be a man with a mic and a camera telling women how they need to humble themselves or settle because they're not good enough, especially where black women are concerned. And that's the part that really saddens me. Not the fact that that man is gone, because I don't give a damn. It's the fact that black women deserve better. And, it's unfortunate to say that I don't know if we'll ever see it in our lifetime. Because even with Kevin Samuels, there was no public outcry for black men to call this man out and tell him to stop. They either kikied and laughed and tuned in, or they were agreeing with his statements. And that's why I always circle back to what I said in my video a couple of weeks ago about choosing better men. It's like, y'all are never going to be better men to me. And I always say this is not about the men who are truly doing the work, who are truly loving on Black women and truly being their best selves. I'm not talking about y'all, but that's a very small population. It is. The reality of it is, it's not lucrative. It's not normal. It's not celebrated to be kind to Black women. It's not. It's way more common to be nasty to bash Black women, and that's how Kevin Samuels became a thing. It is. And that's the part that's truly unfortunate. It's unfortunate that even in his death and how you see how Black women are not, you know, people are not sad about it, y'all find a way to still be nasty to Black women. And it's just so disheartening. And I feel like I say this literally every week, but Black women deserve so much better. They do. And, you know, maybe one day we will have a relationship guru that treats Black women well and really gives them solid advice and really has genuine intention. Maybe. Will he be big as Kevin Samuels? Who's to say? But yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at with it. Black women deserve better. I'm like, Kevin Samuels is in the hot place. Like, please. Kevin Samuels, you know, he lived and he was nasty. So I have no rest in nothing for him. Like, it is what it is. Don't be a nasty person and don't leave a nasty ass legacy. Like, that's all he's gonna have. Like, that channel, that's his legacy. Him talking crazy about Black, even 2 weeks ago when he was telling Black women, or telling women, like, if you have a child and you are dating someone and that child comes and tells you that person, their partner, touched them inappropriately and you're not supposed to leave the child, like, that is your legacy. And you can't tell me I'm supposed to be, like, crying and boo-hooing at this man's grave. Like, please, it's not gonna happen. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not gonna happen. But yeah, Kevin Samuels, you will not be missed, sweetie. You won't. So sorry. But anywho, y'all let me know all your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll definitely see y'all in my next video. Peace out, y'all.